All right, so this video today, we're talking about the Cooper Carbine, and when it is built correctly and you have these exact attachments on it, it has basically no recoil. This is really good for console players. It's really good for PC players. It does not matter what you're playing on. Personally, this is my favorite gun right now. This is no, exaggeration for YouTube or anything. I love this gun, and when it's built the right way, it kind of looks a little something like this.
Holy shit. My God. On the right?
And the top. This is two teams. This is two teams, right? I'm watching your window, Steve. Hopping out of the window, dead.
No window.
Top right.
Stop.
Dead.
Jumping.
Dead.
Nice. Top.
One shot. One shot. One shot.
Far left. Far.
Dead.
And
Dead.
Nice. I'm gonna get shot at from down left.
The Cooper Carbine's insane. Down, he's on combat scout. Cracked him. Downed him. Ghost is dead. He seemed pretty sweaty. Heads up. Got him.
As we get the fence there. Nice.
I got you tapped, Chief. Oh, that's why we don't like enemy UAVs. Nice shots, brother, but you're still dead because you didn't hit that shot. GG. In front of me, I can't shoot, Got him.
Nice.
Hold up. Crack that guy, He's one shot. Nice. One's landing. Crack that guy. Dead. Oh my god, I just beamed him. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys the build right now, and this build is really good. I'm going to explain a little bit about it, why I'm using these attachments, and maybe some things that you can change if you really want to. And then I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on actually how to use this weapon and get better with this weapon, and also positioning and a bunch of other stuff to actually show you how you can make this gun have no recoil. I'm trying to avoid the typical 20-minute gameplay of, this Cooper Carbine's insane, and then you post the loadout at the end, and then the video's over, and no one really wants to watch a 20-minute video of the gameplay because you've seen it so many times. So I'm going to try and change it up a little bit, make it more fast-paced. If you guys like this style of content, or you have any suggestions, leave it in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe to this video. It would really help me out. I'd appreciate it a lot. And let's get into the video. So yes, this is right here, the Cooper Carbine build that I was using in those videos and those clips, and it is really good. I've been loving this gun. It has no recoil, and I think this is probably the best of both worlds. It's a gun that you can get sweaty with if you're really good. It's high skill, really rewarding, but at the same time, it does not have a lot of recoil. It's really easy for the casual person that's playing this game once or twice a week to use because it is not that hard to shoot. So here you use the muzzle for the mercury silencer. It takes off your damage range, but it's not actually that crazy in my opinion. I've tried the MX silencer. I don't really notice too crazy of a difference. And on top of that, it gives you recoil control, and that's really important in my opinion. So I use that to start off, and then I use the Cooper custom barrel. I do not think you can use another barrel personally. I wouldn't try any of them. Maybe you try the, the ragdoll barrel and give it a try. Maybe I'll try that tomorrow. I don't think it would really be worth it considering the Cooper custom makes it really accurate and really easy to control. But you can give it a try if you want. I personally wouldn't. Maybe I will try tomorrow just to see and then kind of get back to you guys, but I don't really like that too much from what I remember. I think I tried it once and I wasn't too fond of it. I'm not too sure. This next attachment, a lot of people ask me about this optic. I don't really know if this actually makes the recoil or the visual recoil better, but I use the 2.5 slate reflector over just the regular 2.5 scope. So I use this one right here instead of the G16 2.5. I don't really know if there's that much of a difference, but personally, I really just like this scope a lot. Then the Cooper 4.5 RS stock, which is going to give you initial fire and recoil, which is important, aim down sight speed, which is really nice, and then the recoil recovery, which is also really cool. So I personally like that stock a lot. Me and TP have been using that and loving it. The hand stop for recoil control, the 60 round drum, even though the 60 round kind of takes off your bullet velocity and your damage range, I still think it's worth it because it makes the gun so accurate and really easy to use. So I use that magazine specifically with lengthened polymer grip for the recoil during sustained fire, tight grip, and fully loaded. And personally, this is my favorite build. I've been playing really well with it. You can make some changes to this, I'm sure, and see, what's comfortable for you. There's definitely probably some tweaks that you can make it even a little bit better, or maybe even a little bit worse, but it works better for you. So it does not really matter, but this is the loadout. And now I'm going to show you kind of how to control this recoil, what to do with this gun, how to play with it, and so on and so forth. So hopefully you enjoyed this loadout, and now let's get into the tips and tricks. Okay, so I dropped into a plunder just to show you guys kind of how to use this gun, recoil control, and a little tips and tricks with this weapon. So this is the Cooper Carbine. And first of all, I just really want to kind of just get this out of the way. Some of you guys might not know this. If you guys play on PC, I don't think this is on console. A lot of the times you hear people complain about CROWDER'S or no recoil, it's BS, whatever it is. A lot of the time it's because of the fact that you don't have your field of view unaffected. So we're backed into this corner right here, and this is about from 16 meters away. This is what affected, no touching the recoil at all looks like with the Cooper Carbine. And as you can see, there is going to be recoil to it, but it's very consistent and it's very, very limited. You can see how tight the spread is, like with this gun. So now that's exactly what it looks like with affected. This is what it's going to look like with independent. So now we're in the same exact spot, and now we have independent on. So what independent does, it actually zooms in when you aim in, and that happens on console. I don't think you can change this on console, but this is really important for PC controller players and mouse and keyboard players. If you zoom in now and you actually shoot, this is what the recoil is going to look like again. It's going to be a little bit more shaky and like visually kind of like, you know, not as appealing to the eye. And personally, a lot of the best players in the world use affected because it makes like it look like their gun has no recoil, and it's definitely easier to control for the visual side of things. So first of all, I would recommend trying out using, you know, that affected FOV. It's really, really important if you're on a PC. And then, of course, if you are on console and you can't do that and you're on the lower FOV, this gun's still really good even with that FOV. I will show you what it kind of looks like from the PC side of things and try and replicate it as good as I can. But to the point here, what we were going to talk about, that is the recoil pattern right there. It is very, very easy to control. And as you see, it goes up and then slightly to the right. So when you shoot this weapon, all you want to do, I'm going to try and go in the middle here, is go down and very, very, very slightly down on the stick, and just very, very slightly down to the left. Obviously, you want to go a little bit opposite. So it's more or less like straight down and slightly to the left. It's going to look like this. And barely touching it, barely touching it, barely touching it, barely touching it. And that's exactly what it's going to look like. If you can get this down, this is what's going to make that gun really, really good. And then also, if you're using your left stick a lot when you're strafing, you can go like this while shooting and then obviously control that recoil. And you can put basically a straight line across like that. And it's really, really good to, you know, kind of spray at people that are moving. And if you're obviously in a moving fight too, it helps you out. So my first tip that I would tell you guys is get this recoil control down. Actually practice this in a plunder off on the side like I'm kind of doing it. Understand the weapon that you're using. It would help you out a lot. And really quick for the console players, I'm pretty sure console's 80 FOV. I don't want to be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. Obviously, leave a comment of what it actually is, a console. I'm pretty sure it's 80 FOV. If you do 80 FOV and then you're going to go into an independent like that, this is what it's going to look like when you're on console. I'm trying to replicate it as much as I can. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start on the left side. I'm not going to touch anything and just kind of let it recoil. You can still see that it's a really tight thread. It's not that crazy of a gun, and it's a lot easier to use than like the Bren, because I know the Bren on console was pretty tough for you guys. So this is what we're going to be using here, and this is exactly what it's going to be looking like once you get that recoil down. And again, it's going to be down and slightly to the left. It looks like this, like so. Again, pretty easy to control. It has a very tight spread, and if you can do this on console, you can do it on PC. It'll help you out a lot. So the next thing, and probably the last thing that I will kind of just give you for tips and tricks with this weapon, is this is not the strongest weapon in the world. So when you were playing Caldera, this could be a whole separate video. By the way, we'll talk about this in another one, probably rotations. When you were playing Caldera and Warzone, you don't really want to be caught in the open with this gun because it's not the strongest gun, but it's very accurate. So when you're playing Warzone, you want to kind of get these routine kills that this gun allows you to get really easily without getting turned on or missing your shots or letting them get away, right? So when you're using this gun, always try and keep your cover when you're running around. And even if you have to run through an open field, don't just run through an open field like this and just think like, you know, oh, I'm just going to run through an open field, and if someone's there, I'm going to beam them. What you really want to try and do, as crazy as this sounds, is either run to trees and always try and have cover, because then you can obviously use your accuracy and have some cover to, you know, finesse and have some better, you know, chances of getting these kills. And also playing the high ground as well. So if you're going to run through open fields, try and have some cover just to save yourself from obviously not really just running into those open gunfights where it's just kind of one-on-one who has the stronger gun or who hits their shots. It's not going to really go well for you unless you're an absolute demon. And also, this gun is really good when you're having those routine kills. To set up those routine kills, in my opinion, what you want to do is you want to actually get high ground and play it smart. So if you can ever control the circle, or you are in a situation where you know there is people, and say, for example, there are people all over these ruins. Instead of running at this ruins exactly like this and just trying to get into a straight up gunfight like I'm showing you guys, what you really want to do is actually take the high ground first and then get the routine kill with positioning, because this gun is so accurate and you're not going to miss a lot of shots with it that you'll have the positioning to get the kills and make them routine for you. And then on top of that, you have your munitions boxes that you should be buying with this weapon, because it does go through ammo pretty quickly. That is probably the one con with this gun. So if I was approaching these ruins, instead of running right at them like a lot of you guys probably do, I would run up this hill, obviously do the slide cancels, do the movement and all that good stuff. You run all the way up here, and just like this, now you take this fight, and instead of taking it from down low in a really unadvantageous place for you to take it, or whatever the frick the word is, it doesn't really matter. Now you're here, and now you can take a gunfight where you have cover. And even if he beams you, you can back up and he cannot run to you to finish you or anything like that. You have time to heal. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you guys did like this format and this style of video, please let me know in the comments down below of what you guys liked about it or what you think needs to change. And of course, like this video and subscribe to the channel because I really do, really want to make the best content for you guys. Straightforward, straight to the point, no clickbait, just trying to make the best videos for you guys out there. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, please like the video one more time. And as always, guys, it's been your boy Crowder. I hope you have a great day. Peace out.